Hey, what's up everyone? Upstart here with RyXe Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. Now, in the previous episode, what I mainly did was try to explain how the trains work, at least right now, because they're kind of buggy, fidgety, and that kind of stuff. So I did my best to explain it as how I managed to learn how to make them work. And yeah, I decided not to use them, at least not right now. I feel like the trains would be nice, yes, as like just a transport way, a means of transport. Not, I don't know if it would be nice um, or if I'd like it very much for as a means of transporting resources. I don't know. If you can get that to work and it functions for you, I guess it'd be good. I guess to each their own. For me, the fact that I have that huge ramp there, I think that is and because I prefer to have that huge ramp and just going all the way down. This I could have probably partial ramp of resources going, my resources going up partial, going up there, and then like have the train directly on top instead of having it come down. I guess that's a thing that I could do, but not right now. As the update number 3 is almost upon us, I feel like I don't want to modify this or add too much to it right now. I'd rather just leave it as is. So while I was doing all building my sky hub, my sky bridge, and testing out my the train in the previous episode off camera, of course. I did have a problem with power. I did have a power grid problem. So as I was building that and going down, since I already had the jetpack, I would go down and look around on top of these plateaus, whatever, and try to see if I can find power slugs, which I did. I found like 2 purple ones, some yellow ones, and just a bunch of green ones. And I got those, and I didn't expand my power grid very much, but I got it just more or less to where it's okay-ish. As you guys may have noticed in the previous episode, at the end, my power just went out because this uses about 100-ish electricity, and then at some point with all my factories going, it just spikes out of nowhere. Because technically, if everything would be running, would be above our power production. So yeah. Anyways, that's that. We also had put the supercomputers to analyze, which they've been done for a long time. But we're just now getting to them. So let's confirm that.
New technologies have been developed based on this new element, primarily in power and electronics, and can now be accessed in Hub Tier 6.
I don't know why it says element. I don't know if it's talking about supercomputer, like as a thing, being like that kind of element, or element of like being iron or sulfur or caterium, that kind of thing. But anyways, it doesn't matter. The Nobelisk, I haven't been dealing with it, but there are some things nearby that I could explode, that I could blow up. On my ramp going up that way, there's like a little cliff to that side, and then there's a explodable rock there, so I'll probably show that off. But for now, let's just go into here, Hub Tier 6 here. Caterium. Oh, it's dealing with Caterium still. So Caterium electronics. So 4 more inventory slots. I don't know why it changes from 4 all of a sudden instead of being 5 as the usual. But anyways, Power Pole Mark 3s. That gives up to 10 connectors. It says right. Come on. It doesn't want to show. But over there, if you can see that, it shows it. It says up to 10 power lines. Here's a geothermal generator. The last time I used this, I remembered that the interface didn't work, wasn't functioning, but it actually did provide the amount of electricity that it said. So at least that's the good part. Programmable splitters. I don't know what's really the difference between these and the smart splitter, but I'm guessing the programmable splitter is better. Maybe it's definitely. I'm betting it's definitely more expensive to make. Then you can scan for geysers as well, but you know we don't have this issue. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna get these items together. 20 supercomputers really isn't gonna be an issue to make, but I do have to make these on by hand. So I'm gonna grab this first, and I'm gonna do that first before we continue on with the Bayer. I don't know. It's called Bayer. I wouldn't know what other way to say it. Bayer process. I'll do that afterwards. So I'm just gonna grab all these components, get everything together, and I'll be right back with you all. Alright everyone, I'm back with the materials. So let's throw all them in there.
Increasingly advanced use of deuterium applied. Geothermal power sources can be found and used as a more stable supply of power. Programmable splitters with unlimited filters can be constructed along with improved power poles.
So we're done with 6. As I really don't care for the nuclear power, I haven't unlocked it yet. Like I said, we're gonna go for the Bayer process first. So I'm gonna have to grab all those things, which luckily I already have all that. I don't have it on me. I gotta go grab them again. But let's go into here. Production. Do we have anything new there? Power. Right here we should have, okay. Geothermal generator. 200. It doesn't, as far as I know, how should I say it? As far as I have seen of how this functions, well, the last time I used it, the interface wasn't working, but it was giving the 200 megawatts into the power grid. So I don't know if you can actually increase it with power shards or not. It would be nice, but I'm not sure if that is a thing. So I have 2 geysers close by. I have found more, like further. I hate that, man. Further out with my exploring over here. I can't remember exactly where it might be here, but I'm not exactly sure if it was there or maybe further out. Since I'm on the map already, I'm just gonna show you guys that I have 3 beacons here. This one is for, I think, all of them. Yeah, all of these are for crashed pods. Oh, I have put high cliff on this one. This one requires 420 megawatt hours. It says high cliff because it's on it's not like on something really high like this, somewhere over there, in the jungly area. These are all pretty close by. The radio control, the one that needs 6 radio control units, I can't remember if that one was already there. It may have. I can't remember at this point, but anyways, I think I did have that one. And then this one is also somewhere like around the area of where this one is. Not exactly close, but it's over there. It just requires 1 crystal oscillator, but I couldn't get it because, you know, crystal oscillator is really not a thing that you would carry out when you go out exploring. There was another one that I found. That one required, I think it was just what was it? It was something I had on hand. I don't know if it was heavy modular frame or encased industrial beam. I really can't remember, but it was something I did have on hand, and I got that one. So I have one other, a hard drive here, but I think I already used it. I can't remember, but there is another one that's up there as well. You can see the tip of it right there. It's right at the edge. There's also, I think that's the one that I have on hand right now, so I'm just gonna do that for now. You know what? No, actually no, because I want to deal with. Can I remove it? Oh, after I've placed it, I can't remove it. That's gonna suck. Well, begin it, I guess, because I wanted to deal with the Nobelisk, but I guess it's gonna have to wait. Anyways, the Powerline Mark III. So it's not really that bad. It just adds high speed connectors, which we technically we're already making these. But these are taller. It's kind of hard to get to it, but if you compare that to a regular, just put that one down. It's definitely taller. I don't know how much like wider it's gonna be. It might be just as it shows, but it is taller. So that's one of the. It could be an issue to some factories. It could not. It just depends how high you built them, or like each floor or whatnot, or however you have your setup. What else? The programmable splitter. This one says splits conveyor belts in 3. You can set rules for each output to decide exactly where each part should go. This one says splits in 3. You can set up a rule for which part should go to the left and which part should go to the right, and then naturally which one will go straight. I guess I kind of get it. That way you can set up which one goes straight, which one goes that way, and which one goes this way. But I think the smart splitter is kind of the same, because if you have one going that way, one going that way, then naturally the last one's just gonna go straight, right? I guess you can have it in a way to stop things that you don't want going one way to go that way. But if it already has a rule, I don't know. I don't know how that really functions. Aside from that, I think that was mostly it. The other thing was to scan for geysers, and some are going to show up in that direction because I know there's some over there. So power, we're going to need 2 of these, so I have to make 16 supercomputers. Why did it show oil though? I thought it did geyser. It's definitely showing oil. I don't know, maybe a bug or something. But anyways, yeah, let's ignore that. I'm gonna get these materials, and I'm gonna head over to the geyser location, and then I'll place them along with you all. So I'll see you all in a little bit. Alright everyone, so we have the materials for the geothermal generators, and we're over here where the geysers are. Let's see if this thing actually works. It should actually mark them. Yeah, one right there, one over there. They usually come in sets of 2, or as in pairs. Apparently there's more over there, but I only know of these 2, and then some that are down that direction. So these 2 over here are showing different ones. But anyways, I could probably get those if I really wanted to, because they're a kilometer away, 1 1/4, but it's technically not that far away. But anyways, so we're on our ramp heading up to where the cold generators are, which pretty much obsolete, but they're a little backup. They're 150 megawatt hours each, like total, I mean. So I guess that works. I'm just gonna jump over here. Hopefully I make it and die. I kind of wanted to make these from the top, but I already came down here, so I might as well. So if you find a spot that looks kind of like this, kind of weird, probably they're geysers. When I first discovered these, I was like, what the heck are these? And I started to look at them, and then when you get close to them, it actually shows that, like, the prompt, similar to like the one that says that you can pick stuff up, but obviously it says that you can't pick it up. Similar to with the oil, I believe, that also says that you just can't grab it by hand. But anyways, geothermal generator. One is up there somewhere. There. And where is the connector? Which one should be? I think I'll have it facing this way. I kind of like the way it looks, And it would be nice if something else looked this cool, but you know, and that wasn't so expensive to make. But anyways, where is the part where like where it connects? Seems to be like on the side where the power is. So I'm gonna place it that way. Right. That's set. It's I think it automatically starts working because you know it just works with the geyser, so it doesn't matter if it's not connected. If it's not connected, it's just not gonna provide power to your power grid, but that's it. I'm gonna have it facing this way. So let's place that there. Alright, so what I want to do here is I want to try and get it as close as possible to... Oh, look, the nuts. As I mentioned before, I always get those if I can. So I want to try to get it onto like the closest one possible. I think somewhere around here might be the best spot, like to get it onto one of these what are they called? Power poles. So I'm gonna place it here facing this way. I don't really like it. I don't even know it's gonna reach. Hopefully it does, but I guess we'll see. I may need to place another one of these here. Just face it like that way. Guess I can connect that and then connect this. Hopefully I don't run out of cable because I'm pretty much close to running out. I didn't notice I was low on that. It tends to happen a lot when you have like a lot of materials on hand. So the geothermal generator, let's go into the, okay, so this is the same thing I've seen before. It doesn't show anything. Early access warning, menu does not work as intended, does produce power. Check power pole instead. So yeah, still the same as how they were before, so you can't overclock that. And we don't know if we're gonna be able to do so. But anyways, that's that, and connect that one to that. So we check this power pole, it should say 400, right? So that works. And now let's try to get back over without killing ourselves, because I'm kind of low on fuel as well, as you can see in that bottom left hand corner. I only got 2 left. Alright, so you kind of gotta glide it in a way to get over. So I'm gonna just connect. I'm gonna try to connect it directly here. I'm just gonna. I hate when it climbs and you don't want to. So it should be there. I think that's where I want it. And I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna have enough cable. Nope. Thought so. Do I have? I do have some. So let me just make some real quick, and I'm gonna set it up because more than likely I'll have to do this. Watch. As it doesn't, you know, it says encroaching on others' clearance. I'm gonna have to remove some things from there and then put them back together, you know. But I'll do that in a little bit. Well, I'll do that off camera and I'll show you guys in a little bit. Alright, so I got it connected. It was actually much simpler and easier than I expected. I thought it was going to be more of a hassle, so all I did was make some more cables from the wire that I carry. I didn't know if I did or not. You know, connect that over here. All I had to do was remove that and remove that. And I didn't actually have to remove the stackable conveyor pole. It just went straight through. So I think the thing it usually doesn't like to go through are floors and conveyor belts. I think. I guess these stackable conveyor poles are just fine. So now our power grid should have gone up by 400. We were at 2.8k with that 78.2 there. So we just went up flat 400. So that's why at 3.2. That's good. I don't know if it really offsets the cost of making it. I guess if you do have a lot of materials like I do now, you have just motors. I think it uses, you know, supercomputers and motors. No, heavy modular frame. So it's not really a lot, technically speaking. It just depends on everyone's like factory or setup, if they have this running, if you have these automated or not. You know, these things all going. I don't have the supercomputers automated, but I still have them. I still have to do those manually, but I have everything else automated, so it's not that much of a big deal. I do have to do something by hand. But anyways, those are two geothermal generators. No, they look pretty cool. They're nice, but because of early access, these still haven't been updated. But you know, it's all good. So next thing to do, you know, that's there. Just hope I don't fall. Okay. Next thing to do, we're gonna head over or back over to our, I think it's called the hub, our base, and I'm gonna get all the resources together as I go by or go back, so we can get that Bayer process done. So it's gonna be 400 motors, 200 computers, and 200 heavy modular frames. So I'll see you back at the milestone thingy with all the materials. Alright, so we're back. Oh, hub terminal. Okay, so we're here. It was 200. Let's just start with the computers. 200 of those. There, and then heavy modular frames down here. And then the 400 motors. I'm gonna try if I can do it with a control and drag. Nope, doesn't let me. Or what if I grab control? Nope, just have to do it all individually. Alright, so we got that done. Launch it.
Milestone reached. A new generation of parts and building upgrades is now available, most of which are aluminum based.
Nothing else? Okay. Seems that she didn't want to say anything else. So it seems the analysis of this hard drive is done, but I kind of would like to get that silica alternative or alternate, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it. So I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm gonna try to do that on my own. So bauxite, so we're gonna need that. We can scan for bauxite. I don't really care because I've already found multiple of those as I was doing my Skybridge, Skyhub thing. I already have that one marked over there, bauxite, but as you can see, that's kind of far away, and it's only normal. I've actually found one. Why is the sun right in my face? Anyways, up there, close to where that other crashed pod is that I mentioned earlier, there's actually a pure bauxite node up there, so that's also a good reason to make something like a Skybridge, Skyhub kind of thing, because a lot of things, a lot of good things, a lot of like end game, late game kind of things, you know, at least per current content, most of the things, or advanced materials, resources, whatever, most of the good things you can find them up high on cliffs, you know, like that purple power slug that was up there just chilling, you know, that kind of thing. There's one over there, and there's actually one further, there's another one further down, which I found. I actually thought it was Caterium at first, but I noticed when I went down I checked it and it was also bauxite. So, you know, kind of a good thing for, like I mentioned, these advanced materials, more late game kind of things. So right now technically we only have one left, and that's to unlock nuclear power. The same materials or resources required that we needed for that, so we'll do that after like 15 minutes when that pod returns. So let's check what we got in the production. We got miners Mark III, which are going to require, oh, that 5 right there, it looks like motors. I think they're turbo motors. They definitely look like a different color. So that requires 3 portable miners, some heavy modular frames. All this is easy enough, except for that, right? Turbo motor. And that seems to require heat sink. That other piece, I'm not exactly sure what it is, and motors and rubber. So I gotta check on that. What else is in here? Power, nothing in power. Logistics, there you go. Conveyor belt Mark V and conveyor lift. These use alclad aluminum sheet, and the conveyor lift seem to use 2. So it seems it got a little taller and a little sleeker. The bottom seems, that bottom half on both seems to be about the same. just the top changed, and then the belts themselves in the middle. They definitely look a lot cooler. From dots to like, you know, like a mad face, or you know, that kind of thing. Anyways, the outclad aluminum sheet. So foundations, nothing. Walls, I don't think there's anything either. Organization, nothing. And vehicles, nothing. Okay. So let's check on the craft bench. So aluminum ingot. That requires 7 bauxite and 6 silica. So the bauxite, as I mentioned, we have pretty much one close there, and then we have one further down. Check the map. So my my hub is actually not as far as I thought it was out this way. It's actually somewhere around this area where I have it, and we're pretty much right above our quartz factory. Yeah, our quartz silica factory. We're right above it. We are, you know, we are kind of pretty high above it, but we are above it. So it'll be kind of easy to get this just either going down that way, or the one that's further down, getting it down over there. So we can set up a small factory over there for making the aluminum ingots, and then respectively the outclad aluminum sheets. Though the outclad aluminum sheets, I think they require something else, but I'm not exactly sure. What is it? Aluminum ingot, and then we need copper ingot. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna need copper. I don't know if there is an alternate recipe of this. I've never made it this far because the geothermal generator was in, but the aluminum based things were not in the game when I last got this far. So that's gonna be a thing we're gonna have to look into. Let's see. I think the turbo motor also requires this radio control unit. That kind of looked like it. Heatsink, rubber, crystal oscillator, computer. So that's going to be a pain in the butt to do. Though they can be made. It's not really a problem. It's just going to be a little tedious to get together. So black powder requires sulfur and coal. I have some coal right now on hand for removing those conveyor belts. Okay, so heat sinks require outclad aluminum sheets plus rubber. I have a few of these on hand that I've found here and there, out and about exploring. The batteries here, I have a few of those as well. They need outclad aluminum sheet, sulfur, plastic, and wire. And this one seems pretty straightforward, I guess. Copper and aluminum ingot. An aluminum ingot needs bauxite and silica. Okay. So, things to do next. I guess I don't need to check on that yet. I can just leave that for now. The Nobelisk. It seems I can't make it yet because I need a. Because all I see is the black powder that I unlocked. I don't see it. Oh yeah, I think they're equipment, not crafting thing. So down, oh there it is. So you can actually make the black powder from here as well. And so I need sulfur, which I have some. Nobelisk. I think what I need is a detonator. Do I have a detonator? I think that's what I need. Oh, there it is. Nobelisk detonator, which requires 5 object scanners, which I've never made, which is technically this that we have here. This is technically the object scanner. Can I cancel it? I can't. You know, it just threw the bauxite in there. Technically, I think that's the object scanner. Or is it not? I don't know. Anyways, so we need 5 object scanners. 5 of those, which require reinforced iron plate and screw. So it's almost time I end the episode, but before I do that, I'm just gonna grab materials together so I can make the Nobelisk detonator, maybe a few Nobelisks, because I do have some sulfur on hand. Not much, a little bit, but I'll work with that. I haven't made it to the point where I can reach the sulfur node or deposit. That's somewhere down over here, I think, straight down from my sky hub, but I'm kind of back here, so it's kind of over there. So I haven't gotten that yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm just gonna demonstrate a little bit of what like how to blow these things up and what can be found under them. So yeah, let me do that right now, and I'll be back with you all real quick. Alright everyone, so I have the Nobilis detonator, and regrettably I could only make one with what I had. I only had 16 pieces of sulfur, and I think it needs 10 to make enough black powder to make one Nobilis detonator, Nobelisk. So let's just equip that real quick, see how that looked like. Okay, so reload. Just to not screw ourselves over and use our only Nobelisk on hand, I will not reload until we're at the point. So I'm starting here because I wanted to show you guys how my conveyor belt transport thingy works. So what I have is one going up on one side and one coming back down on the other. Right now I have this just I can just go straight up and just fall onto it, and that as a stopper. It's not really necessary, but when you come back down, it tends to launch me out. I don't know, maybe like 3 blocks out or something, or 3 foundations, or 2 or 3. I don't know. It's not a lot, but you know, right here, I'd rather just stop right away, and then I have it as a ramp just to come back down. So it's about halfway up. So look, if I were to be using the Blade Runners, I think you can run faster on conveyor belts if you have that. But I don't have it on because I'd rather, like up here, it's kind of dangerous, so I'd rather have the jetpack. So this is the place that I was talking about, where that bauxite is at. This right here is I think it's pure bauxite. Yeah, bauxite pure. And then further down over there, no, can't see it yet. Nope, gotta go over this little hill. So right down there is that crash pod I was mentioning. It's pretty much at the edge. I don't remember what this required, so let's just even if I checked it, it probably wouldn't tell me. Yeah, it's already open. I can't remember what it required. I don't think it required anything too difficult, especially since you're nearby. Well, in my case, or for those who start in the Rocky Desert, you'd usually start around this area anyways. So it technically isn't very far away. But yeah, there's that one there, and then somewhere over down that way, up on that plateau, I'll call it a plateau, is another bauxite one. I think the other one's pure as well. But anyways, let us head back to, I think the boulder that I want to explode or blow up is right there. They're being like defended or protected by these toxic plants here. Yeah, I think it's right there. So let's just get back on here. So right now this technically has a safety hazard because you can just fall off on the side if you're not careful. But I do plan on placing walls, or at least that's the design. Place some wall, like, you know, kind of like this. The one closer to the bottom without windows, and maybe one up top over it. You know what, let me just place it real quick. Something like that. That one would be like directly on the side, and maybe something like a window on the top, just so you can get some light in or something. Oh my goodness. Almost gave myself a heart attack. Yeah. So that's right click. Luckily I didn't reload. You see, that's why it was a good idea that I didn't reload anything. So yeah, those are kind of defended there by those, you know, toxic bugs kind of thing. So somewhere down there is where the other bauxite is, but I'm not gonna care for that. So let's hit the R, reload, and we got that on hand. So I'm guessing if right click is to detonate, I can only guess and or assume that that left click is to like throw it on here. So I'm just gonna go on here. There you go. I placed it down. Gotta get away from these things. And if I were to right click again, I'd probably throw another one, right? But I don't have any. So I kind of don't want to be in their area. So let's get over here. Let's just fly a bit. Detonate. Boom. So I removed one apparently. I thought it would remove the whole cluster. Apparently not. Is it just me, or did that also blow up some of the toxic plants that are up here. I think I did. So in here we have one yellow power slug. Usually behind these explodable rocks, they're easy to find, easy to like tell apart from the rest of the terrain. So it's not a big deal. Like that you won't find them easily, or they're not spottable. They're definitely spottable, especially because most of the terrain doesn't look like this. So you usually find good stuff under here. There's this one boulder that I found, and I managed to find like a little crack where I could look through it, but I could not go through. Of course, I had to blow it up. There was actually a purple power slug through there, so most of these have like nice little treasures or power slugs. I think it's just gonna be it. I don't know, but they have kind of good stuff under those, but it's still kind of expensive though. For those that like to blow things up, I guess it's kind of nice because that's like the only thing that you can actually blow up that has an animation. Because those toxic plants, I think they just they simply just like popped out of existence, like if you were to remove them with a chainsaw, but you can't remove those. So I think that one right there is also bauxite. Let's see if I can do this real quick, see if the scanner will reach it. Yeah, so that's bauxite as well. If I'm not mistaken, that's also pure. So this is my like train, or my ghetto train kind of thing, just with conveyor belts. So if I were to have the Mark 5s up here, I would definitely be going much faster. Maybe not twice as fast, but like maybe I would say 40% faster. And so this is kind of like my hub setup here that I have. I would have 3 lines coming up, I mean 6 lines of items, but I would have each one shared with another item, and up top I'd have like programmable splitter or a smart splitter, just to split up, send the item to the correct containers. I only have 2 containers in each set, or pair or whatever, because having more than that is really not necessary up here. This would be just for like a more basic supplies kind of thing, or the most necessary ones. Like computers probably wouldn't be a thing up here, but right now probably concrete, have encased industrial beams, maybe basic stuff like the iron rods, the plates, the steel pipes, maybe not, I don't know. Fuel probably would be a thing because the jetpack uses only fuel or oil-based fuel. And up here, you definitely would want to have it. You don't want to accidentally just fall. Like if I were to miss that, maybe I would have to go down there and fall or take a hit, and I wouldn't want to do that. So the sulfur, if I'm not mistaken, is a little further down that way. I can't see it from here right now, So just that from that height, I took some damage, so that's not good. But anyways, I would have like splitters on those, smart splitters, and then just connect it to that somehow, and then that would go to the rear containers. Because I prefer to have them connected from up here, because this up here is kind of like the utility door or floor or whatever, where all that stuff, and there's not a lot of stuff on the second floor, cluttering up the floor. So yeah, only 2 similar setup with my towers over there, just only 2 or 3. No, it's 2, but it seems like 3 of the small ones. And then down here, it's pretty uncluttered. It's kind of covered, but that's what it is. And then I could probably have something going out facing that way or out this way, and then straight down. So that's kind of the idea of this. Let's see if I can show anything else from over on this side. So the idea of this, and there's some SAM or strange alien metal right there. That's the one I was talking about. There's one closer to our base, actually, similar to ground level, like before reaching the like somewhere where all the electronic factories are, somewhere around there. There's like a little cave, and then there's one of those in there. So I'm not sure if that right there is also a I think it is. It's one of these that I have marked. Crashed pod down there. I think so. So on these kind of cliffs, so right there you can see our platforms from our quartz factory. So that's like straight down. It technically is really high, but if we could just get something, you know, working, maybe down from there and bring it down there and then down here and then I don't know, something that works, and then we could have our aluminum ingot factory there or something. I don't know. So there's a sulfur, some big sulfur node somewhere down there. At least it used to be. Yeah. So I don't want to fall and die. So let's just slowly come back down. Yeah, and that's the idea of this is, you know, so you can have access to these top or high to reach, no, or difficult to reach places because they're kind of high or pretty tall. They're, you know, and then you can just make ramps down, like just going down, and then can have you know, maybe either bring things up or just to like bring one thing to from one side to another. You know, from in my case would be get the bauxite from over there. If I don't want to get it, like, you know, go all on top of these plateaus and then bring it over and then bring it down, maybe I could somehow, some way bring it up onto this hub or bridge and then bring it down. That's more or less the idea, you know, just so you can find or have a bird's eye view of, you know, the map kind of stuff. So that's the idea of this. So yeah, so I'm rambling too much. This episode's going on for too long as well. So most of my episodes or more recent episodes are taking about this long. But it's because just a lot of things just need to be shown and explained, because like I've said before, and I'll say it again, there's just a lot of things in this game that just take too much time, and then you do it, and then it takes still quite a bit of time just to explain it, to explain what I did. But anyways, so this is my way back. It's not as fast as it, since because it's a huge distance, it doesn't look very fast. But these are Mark 4s, so if I were to upgrade to Mark 5s, it would be pretty nice. But yeah, I think in the next episode, what I'm gonna show, I'm gonna try and see if I can set up a small aluminum ingot factory, and maybe try to set up the Alclad sheet factory, the Alclad aluminum sheet factory. I'm gonna try to set that up. I'm gonna have to look for a copper node close to where my my aluminum ingot factory is gonna be, and I don't think I'll get the. I don't have any. I don't think I'll get the silica. The silica alternate recipe right now. I'm not gonna try to look for it. I don't think I'm gonna be doing any more analyzing in the MAM, because we're pretty much at the end of like the content. There's still the nuclear to deal with, but as I mentioned before as well, I don't really care for that. Nuclear seems, yeah, it would be nice, because I think it generates like 2,000 electricity, or 2,000 megawatts, 2,000 megawatt hour or something. I think it generates a ton. I've seen that it generates a ton, but the downside of it is that I think, you know, uses a uranium cells. You take this and then you make that into this, I believe. I don't know if it combines these two or just multiples of these to make that, and then the power plant uses this. But then there's all the radiation. You gotta wear a hazmat suit, I guess, and then you have to wear the suit, and you have to use this filter, I think, on a gas mask. I don't know exactly how it works though, to protect yourself from that. But it takes a while to use up the nuclear fuel rod. I don't know how long it takes, but it does take a little bit of time. But it does generate nuclear waste, which I believe you cannot delete as simply as taking a stack of this and into that. That just deletes it. But I don't think it does that with nuclear waste. And if you were to place it on the ground, well, it'll be the same thing as getting close to a uranium like little just deposit or whatever. It's just radioactive. You'd have to find a way to take care of that, store it somewhere far away from your factory, or always wear a hazmat suit and wear a gas mask with the ion, what is it called? Iodine infused filter. Yeah, that. You'd have to use that all the time. That's one of the reasons, or that's the main reason why I wouldn't want to use the nuclear, anything in the nuclear, because of that. So I'd rather just stick with my huge factory, huge fuel generator, like oil rig platform down over there. I'd rather use that and just make a bunch of those than have them to deal with the problem of nuclear waste. So yeah, that's about it for now. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more. Hit that like button if you liked the episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.